In today's episode, we're gonna do things a little bit differently and we're gonna talk about how to build and enhance our well-being. So this is gonna be a part 1 of 2 on tips that you can do to elevate your happiness or enhance your well-being. At first, they might be a little bit simple, but they have been researched, they have been proven to work. So we invite you to actually practice them and see if they work for you. So just like there are specific foods that we eat, specific workouts that we do to strengthen our immune system, to build our muscles, to build our flexibility, there are certain things that we can do to enhance our happiness and well-being. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to give you a few tips that you can do. And just like we eat and exercise and we see those results later on, the same thing will be for those tips. You need to a few days, maybe weeks, to actually start seeing the effects on your daily life. So tip number 1 is to practice gratitude. So practicing gratitude is very beneficial because our brain actually is wired to make us look for the things that go wrong. This is a mechanism that's there to help us recognize that there's a danger or a threat. It's here to protect us. But that means that we need to practice and make our brain actually look for the good stuff. So every day, just try to see 3 things that you're grateful for. It could be the sun, your cup of coffee in the morning, a great conversation that you've had with a friend, and really let that gratitude fill your body. Just take a moment to just feel it. And that's what's beneficial, the effect that you get, that feeling that you stick with it, that you're grateful. If you want, you can even jot it down on a piece of paper and just spend more time in that gratitude state. Actually, gratitude is extremely beneficial for us because it helps us be more happy with what we already have, and it helps us with our relationships and get us closer to other people around us.
In our book of prayer, we start every hour with the prayer of thanksgiving. We read in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." We read in Psalm 107, "Give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, his mercy endures forever." We keep hearing and we keep being told, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. So by giving thanks, we actually acknowledge the blessings God has given us. And by acknowledging these blessings, we can actually improve our mood and have a better outlook on life. Even in hard times, finding tiny things that we can be thankful for, such as a nice sunset or food on the table or a roof over our head. Very basic things that we don't necessarily think of or that we take for granted. Giving thanks for those little things can help us even in times of struggle. It sort of helps us focus on what's good around us. There's always an occasion to give thanks. Even if we're not necessarily getting what we want, God has a plan for us, and we know that his plan is for the better for us because he loves us. So even if something happens that isn't really part of our plan, it's part of his. And we can be grateful for knowing that it's one step closer to bringing us to where he wants us to be, which is a good thing.
Tip number 2 is to seek out flow experiences. A flow state or a flow experience happens when we're doing an activity that we're fully immersed in. We lose all sense of time and we have a lot of energy and focus towards that activity. This is going to look different for everyone. It depends on what you like, what you're passionate about. So this could be while you're studying a specific subject that you really, really love, doing a specific hobby, having a great conversation with a friend. So this could also happen if we're learning something new and we're excited about it. So we encourage you at the end of the day to just take a moment and see, did that happen to you in that day? What is the activity that made you take and lose all sense of time and you were fully immersed? You just loved doing that activity for the activity's sake. And try to do more of that, or try to look for something that will give you that state. This will boost your motivation, your positive experiences, your confidence in yourself. So we invite you to have more of those activities. Tip number 3 is savoring the moment. So this means just having an everyday life situation and being fully present, paying full attention to that. And this will actually make us experience more positive emotions and fill our cup so we're feeling recharged. Feeling recharged means that we're gonna become more resilient. And this is what we want because we wanna be able to face the hard stuff that we will face in life. So how can we savor a moment? This could mean paying attention to our environment. So that beautiful sunset, a beautiful view, the music that we're hearing. So it could be anything in our environment, but it could also mean paying attention to our internal world. So maybe our thoughts when we have a great idea, when we have a really positive emotion, when we have a lot of energy in a given day, just savoring that moment. Or even could be a physical sensation. So it could be eating something extremely delicious, having a breeze in a hot summer day, or just having the sun on our skin. So anything simple is going to be extremely beneficial. So if you think about it, we don't need a big trip to get those positive emotions. We just need to look around us and just savor that moment, let it fill us, and be curious about what it feels like in our environment, our physical and internal world.
If we look at King David, he wrote a lot about his surroundings or his experiences in his Psalms. For example, Psalm 23, he talks about the earth, he talks about the seas, the rivers, the mountains. He seemed so in awe by his surroundings because it basically reminded him of his creator. We can also practice being more present simply by acknowledging what is God surrounding us by. So we can meditate on his creation, for example. We can be, like Julie said, in awe of the sunsets, or just capturing the beauty in very simple things or the tiny details that are right before our eyes.
Something that can help us savor the moment even more is putting our phone away. Now we know this is easier said than done, but maybe just start small and just little by little. Just start by putting your phone away while you're having dinner with your family or while you're having a conversation with a friend, and just see how you feel and begin from there to see if it feels even better to savor the moment that way.
So this was part 1 of 2 on how to increase our well-being. Please feel free to watch the next episode for a continuation.